Advent box number 7 is embroidered coasters. So I've just got the kit in front of me here to open it up, and you will see that you have got either grey coasters, which are very in at the moment, or navy blue coasters. So a bit of a lucky dip as to what you've got. Some white embroidery floss and a needle. Okay, so that's all you're going to need, along with a pair of scissors. So just grab yourself a pair of scissors and the instructions. So I'm going to work on mine here that I've started, and I've got 2 already done, and then I've got my 2 spare ones here. So I'm going to use some white embroidery floss. I'm going to start with putting the stars in the middle, and then I'll show you how to do the blanket stitch around the outside. But I won't video me doing all of it, as you just need those skills as to how to do the stars and then how to do the blanket stitch. I've got myself about 1 metre of embroidery floss, and I've not split it down. I'm going to use it as its full thickness because you want the stars to really pop out. So deciding on which is the front and the back, it doesn't really matter. I'm just going to insert the needle into the felt because I want to hide the end really in it, and then I'm going to pop up on the other side, and this is just random, isn't it? Well, I'm just going to do random stars, no real pattern to it, and I'm going to go and do a cross to start with. So the bigger the cross, the bigger the star. But I'm going to go across like that, and then I'm going to go across like that. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to slide my needle under the felt at the back. I'm not seeing it at the front, so that I haven't got them really showing on the back, and then back into there to make the cross. Like so. So that's the first part of the star, because if you look at the back, you've just got these little white marks, so nothing, you can definitely see which is the front and the back. So then I'm going to slide my needle in and take it to the next point where I want the cross to start, and then this time go across the middle to here, and then slide it across again to where you want the next part of the star to start. And it's worth taking your time to get the look that you're after. There we go. And then back across that way to complete the star. And that's my first star complete. And then all you do is just pop the needle in the back, slide it through the thickness of the felt to your next position as to where you want the next star to appear. So this is where I'm going to have the next star appear, and I'm going to sort of twist it all around so that it's all in different directions, and I can make the stars bigger or smaller. But first of all, start with a cross and do the same thing on the back. I'm going to hide that thread and just come up in the right position, complete the cross, like so. I hide the thread again on the back, come up in another position, and then across to here, and then slide the thread across to where you want the next section of the cross to appear, and then over. And that's the second one complete. You just continue like that until you've got as many stars as you want on the top of your coasters. So I'm going to move on to showing you the blanket stitch so that you can do that all the way around. Now I recommend cutting about 1.5 meters of floss because that should get you all the way around depending on how small and wide you do them. Okay, so blanket stitch. I've got myself a length that's 1.5 meters and I folded it over quite a way so that I haven't got such a long piece of thread to work with. Now I'm going to bring the needle through the side of the felt and then up in the corner as to where my first stitch is going to be, and it's just to avoid me having a knot. So I'm just pulling the tail in there, and then you're going to wrap the yarn over and come back in exactly the same spot as where the thread is coming out, and you want that loop to be at the top like so. And just before you have got it so that it's closed up, pop your needle through it because that's going to help create that first stitch across the top. Now sometimes I find it doesn't grab the top as well as you'd like it to, so I just thread my needle through a little bit of the felt at the top so it stays in the right position. So you're always coming from back to front and you move a distance away, like it's going to be the same steady distance the whole way through, then pop the thread around your needle because you want it to catch across the top of the edge of the coaster like so. So the same again, I look for the distance, move across. Before I pull the needle through, I'm just going to tuck the thread under it so that as I pull it, it's going to create that blanket stitch across the top. And same again. So I look for the gap, make it the same. So it's the same distance from the side stitch that you've just done and the same distance from the edge of the coaster is what we're aiming for. So once your needle's through, bring the yarn around it and then pull it tight, and then you're creating that lovely edge that you've got on the side of these coasters. So look for that gap, make it the same at the front, pop the thread around it and then pull it through, and just continue to do that all the way around the outside of your coasters. And then when they're done, just tie off the end and you will have 4 lovely coasters like so for you to have on your Christmas table.